Good morning. Good morning on this windy morning. Went for a walk down by the beach earlier and it was blowing a gale. Hope you're all doing well. And if you have a strap this morning, it would be great if you could grab that. If not, you might have a scarf or a shawl, a tie, but if you don't have any of those things, don't worry. It's not essential. And I thought we might actually start this morning. A couple of options. Either one, lying with your legs up a wall, or if you don't have a wall close by, you might like to grab a chair and just lie with your lower legs on the chair. So have your back, your spine on the floor, your head, perhaps a little cushion under the back of the head, and just your lower legs and your feet resting on the chair. So either legs up the wall or lower legs on a chair. Of course, everything is optional. So if you don't want to do either of those, you might just lie on your mat with the legs stretched out. So just taking these first few moments to arrive, to bring your full attention to this present moment. So letting go of what happened earlier today, last night, yesterday, and also not concerning yourself with what's happening after this practice. Sighing the breath away, and perhaps as you breathe in, saying to yourselves a few times, I have arrived. And as you exhale, I am home. So breathing in, I have arrived. And breathing out, I am home. And then bringing your awareness to the core or essence of yourself, wherever you imagine that to be. And allowing the breath to expand and contract from this place. Breath arises and dissolves. Breath expands and contracts. Breath may be a color, a sensation of warmth, or a tingling feeling. And just noticing if there's a slight pause between each breath. Don't force this, just note if the pause is there. And if you like, begin to focus on the spaces between each breath. A brief moment of stillness and silence, of being, not doing. Allow your attention to be captured by these special pauses between the rising and falling of the breath. During these gaps, these pauses between breaths, we experience ourselves, our true selves, beneath the outer shell, beneath the unique manifestation of ourselves. We come home, truly home, to the ground of our being, to that place of witness to all that we think and feel, a place that knows no boundaries, no separation. In yoga, this is referred to as Atman. Some like to refer to this part of us as I am, with no need to add a noun after the verb. This part of us is a little detached from our current experiences and the stories that we tell about ourselves, the ways we define ourselves and others. This part of us observes what happens, but is not intimately identified with it. And this part of us is untouched by discomfort, pain, suffering. It's similar to the deepest part of the ocean, which remains calm, still, and silent, even if at its surface waves of thinking, emotion, and sensation are raging. This part of us knows that ultimately we are connected with all that is. All is one. I came across a beautiful piece last week written by one of my favourite poets, Fred Lamotte, who's also an interfaith chaplain. I thought to share it with you this morning. Being human is not enough. One must become a human being. Be impeccable in your practice. Polish the heart with your breath until it glistens like a self-luminous pearl. The pearl I am. It is because we have forgotten to practice the science of being that we have fallen into black or white, left or right, Israeli or Palestinian, believer or non-believer. Your homeland is not in the East Bank or the West Bank. Your homeland is the heart. Here is your and your valley and your mountaintop. Here I am. You love your neighbour as yourself when you live in this land, because here your neighbour is yourself. Each of us is a unique diamond radiance of the one I am, a pointless bindu at the crossroads between breathing out and in, the infinitesimal stillness between falling and rising. You are the darkness in the ring of fire, and the darkness is divine. Yet from this silent no thing, the world blossoms. Stars whirl like sparks, and creation is born. Would you practice the most radical act, the true revolution? Would you bring peace to the troubled earth? Then humbly follow this exhalation back to the source of the cosmos and awaken the next breath of God, the radiance I am. In that instant, bless all your ancestors, all generations to come. Be impeccably effortless, gently, softly, polish the jewel. Connect the human to the being. Just for a moment, put no noun after the verb I am. This is courage. So So during our practice this morning, let us focus on these small moments of stillness and space between breaths, and the opportunity to experience ourselves as part of a much larger whole. No need to see ourselves as separate or divided. Remembering that we are human beings, not human doings. So let's now just slowly start to deepen the breath. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes, and you can just gently draw the knees in towards the chest. We're going to just take our time to roll over to one side carefully, and we're going to come up to sit in a seated position. You might sit on a chair, you might sit on a bolster or a cushion, cross-legged or kneeling or legs stretched out in front. We're just going to work with a little meditation and a mudra, a chant, and then start to add a little bit more movement. So coming on up to sit. Might like to have your hands in a favourite mudra position. If you're not sure, bring the tips of the index fingers and thumbs to join into Jhana Mudra. Palms can be facing up or down. And the eyes lightly closed or just with a soft downward glance. Just relaxing the shoulders, lengthening up through the crown top. You might choose to just turn the sides of the mouth up slightly. So a gentle smile on your lips. So just sitting for a couple of minutes as we work with a little meditation, imagining as we breathe in now that there's a channel or stream of white light, or you might imagine it as breath or energy, prana, flowing down from the sky in through the crown of your head, through Sahasrara chakra. And as you exhale, just allow this light, this energy, this breath to percolate through the body. Send it down your arms to your hands and fingers, down to your heart, through the abdomen, down through your legs. So we're breathing in, drawing breath, energy, light in through the crown of the head, like you're pulling it down in through the crown. And as you exhale, send it down through the body, filling your body with this white light, this life force, healing energy, breath, awareness. So breathing in, drawing this light energy in through the crown, and let it fill your body as you exhale. Keep drawing this light, prana, breath in through the crown, and allowing it to fill your body from the top of your head down to the tips of your 10 toes. Take this one step further now. Breathing in this white light, channel of light streaming down from the sky into the crown. Now we're going to send that white light down through the body and down into the earth, deep into the core of Mother Earth. So drawing this white light, breath, energy in through the crown. And as you exhale, send it down through the body, down deep into Mother Earth. A few more breaths in this way. Gently release this practice. We're going to move into working with Prana Mudra, where we bow forward 3 times and repeat some little phrase as we bow forward. So if you're not familiar with this, feel free to watch and join in as we go along. Otherwise, you can do this with the eyes closed. So let's exhale all breath to begin. Our fingers are in Jhana Mudra. And then on the next inhalation, we're raising our arms out to the side. And as we exhale, we're bowing forward, crossing the wrists behind the body and saying to yourself, I am. Breathing in, we come upright again, arms out to the side. And as we exhale, we return our hands to our knees. So second round, breathing in. And folding forward, this time repeating to yourself, we are. Inhale coming up. Returning your hands to your knees. Last time. Folding forward and saying to yourselves, all one. Inhale coming up. And exhale, returning the hands to your knees. Let's bring the hands now into Namaskar Mudra at the heart space and we'll chant 3 Oms. Exhaling all breath. Breathing in. Just gently bowing your head down towards your heart. Perhaps saying to yourselves now, I am, we are, all. Release your hands. We're going to move straight into wheeling the body. So if you're sitting cross-legged, you might change the cross of the legs. If this is not a great position for your knees, your hips, you might have the legs in a diamond shape this morning instead. And we're going to start to circle the upper body. Eyes can be open or closed, whatever you feel comfortable with. Just allow it to be very slow movement this morning. So it's like a moving meditation. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. Just relax the forehead, temples, skull. We'll gently come back to center. We're going to go straight into a twist. So choosing this morning if you'd like to work with an open twist or a closed twist. So we'll inhale, raise the arms out to shoulder height. We're going to twist to the left. So an open twist, if you're not sure, means the right hand goes to the inner edge of the right knee, left finger's behind, and we're turning to look over that left shoulder. A closed twist means the right hand goes to the outer edge of the left knee. So you can feel it's a much more intense position, stronger twist. So just see, you might even play around, see what feels best for you this morning and at this point of the practice. Tuck the chin in a little so the back of the neck is long. And allowing the breath to flow. Just noticing those little pauses at the top of the inhale. Might just be a microsecond. And at the end of the exhale, you might choose to dwell a little longer in those spaces this morning as we go through the practice. Perhaps even when you're in that space, repeating to yourself, I am. I am. Good. Inhale, let's float the arms back to center and twisting to the other side. Good. And returning to center, just going to massage one of our hands. So just choose which hand, and with the other, perhaps the thumb, just massaging through the fingers, the palm of the hand, sending some loving kindness and gratitude into our hand for all that it does for us every day. Giving, receiving. Good, and then just press that same hand, the palm up towards the sky, and just bending, just stretch each of the fingers. So just with the other hand, just bending it back. Each finger, keep pressing the palm up. Good, and then let's massage the other palm and the other fingers. Noticing any particularly sore spots. Bringing a bit of extra loving kindness into that sore area, painful spot. Good, and then again, press the palm up towards the sky, bending the fingers back one at a time. When you finish, we'll clap the hands together. Make use of the hands with the thumbs tucked inside and just circling into the wrist. Nice, slow circles. And reversing. Good. And then we're going to do similar with our feet. So bring one foot in, and we're going to, first of all, give that foot lovely massage. You might rest it on the other leg or just down on the ground, however's easiest for you to reach that foot, the toes, heel. Again, just noticing any particularly sore spots, sending a bit of extra loving kindness to that part of you. And then we're going to, with the other hand, just saw between the toes. And then making a fist with the hand and just giving that foot a bit of a tap with the fist. And we'll just stretch the other leg out, rest the ankle on that other thigh. We'll just work into the ankle. So holding onto the foot, the other hand might be onto the knee. Trying not to slouch here. So we're trying to get the spine as upright as possible, lengthening up through the crown of the head. We can keep the other foot flexed as well. Allowing the breath to flow and then circling the opposite way. And then we'll work into the hip a little bit. So again, that ankle is on the opposite thigh and we'll just bounce, gently bouncing that knee up and down, up and down. Those of you who'd like to take this a little bit further, we can lift the foot up and cradle it into the elbow crease and the knee into the other elbow crease and just swing that lower leg from side to side. Otherwise, you're just bouncing the knee up and down with the foot on your thigh. Good. Come back to center. Let's stretch that leg out and we'll do the same with the other side. So first of all, we're massaging the foot. Thanking our feet for all that they do for us every day. Helping us to move through the world. Connect with the earth. Again, just noticing any particularly tight or sore, any painful spots, sending a little bit of extra loving kindness to that part of you. Tips of the toes, important reflexology points for the brain, ears and the eyes. And then we're going to saw between our toes. And make a fist with the hand, give it a good tap. And then we'll work into the ankle, so placing that foot on the thigh and circling. Again, just watch your spine. Skin of the face soft. Noticing how this ankle is feeling compared to the first side without attaching a judgment and reversing. Good. And a little bit of work for our hip. So let's start to bounce that knee. Again, this side might feel quite different to the first side. It's okay. Just noticing what you notice with some curiosity, but a little bit of detachment. Good, and then if you'd like to, you can lift that foot up, cradling the foot and the knee and rocking from side to side. And back to center. Stretch the leg out, give the legs a little bit of a shake. And we'll have a go at Baddha Konasana in a seated position. You might still be sitting up onto a little bit of support. Soles of the feet together. Now, if the hips and the knees are, if they're up quite high, you might need more of a diamond shape like this. Otherwise, we're bringing the heels in as close to the body as we can. You might have your hands behind you like this, fluttering the knees, or some of you might be able to hold on to your toes, but we're trying to keep, again, that spine nice and tall, not letting the shoulders round forward, concaving the chest. We want to try and keep the heart space moving forward here. And the breath flowing. There's a gentle smile on your lips. And again, seeing if you can just notice that little pause at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. You can continue fluttering, or you might now hold the pose. Stay still for a few breaths. Breath flowing. Now, if you'd like to, we're going to try a little bit of a balance here. It's quite tricky, so let's see how we go. If you've got your strap close to you, you can use the strap for this. We're going to see if we can hold on to one big toe, doesn't matter which one, and we're going to see if we can work to straighten this leg. So if you can't straighten the leg holding the big toe, you can actually grab your strap or a scarf, pop that around the big toe, and work with it like this. You could try that this morning. Or you could either just hold the back of the leg. You can't reach your big toe. So a few breaths here. Trying not to lean back too much. That's a bit of a challenge. And then we'll bend that leg and we'll try the other side. So perhaps popping a strap now around the ball of the, around that big toe, or holding on with your fingers, holding the back of the leg. Keep breathing, lengthening up through the crown top. Good. And release. Now, finally, we're going to try the full pose, which is a balance. You probably can't actually use the strap off for this, but you could hold the backs of the legs if you want to, if you can't reach your big toes. So we're going to see if we can just lean back a little bit and then work to straighten one leg, and if we can, the other leg. Breathe. Not staying too long here. Good. And let's release. Let's come now into extended child pose. So clearing everything off our mats. We need to strip off a bit. So extending the arms forward, big toes touching. Your knees are at least hip width apart. Once you come into position, connecting with your breath. So a long, smooth inhalation. A little pause and a long, smooth exhalation. Pause, empty. From here, we're going to work with our hippie cat, so making some circles over the mat with our hips. I'm not sure you can have a look and then come along. So we're going to, just as we inhale, come over to one side, then we lean forward, we come around to the other side and all the way back. So coming around to the side, forward to the other side and back. Let's try 3 more of these. And then we're going to reverse directions. And 3 more of these. When you finish, taking a resting breath or two as we prepare to lift into elephant pose. So now our little fingers are touching the outer edges of the mat and our little toes touching the outer edges of the mat. When you're ready, inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips, and coming up into elephant, letting the head and the neck hang down. It's the trunk of our elephant. You might like to blow the breath out through the mouth. Again, noticing there's a little bit of space at the top of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. And seeing if you can dwell in that pause, that gap, before rushing to exhale or take that next inhalation. Stay another few breaths, but of course you can always come down and rest in child pose. So being guided from within, listening to your body this morning and what is most appropriate for you. Remembering you can always visualize the practices if you're really low in energy or not feeling 100%. You can lie down, you can sit and just visualize the different poses. Let's come down onto our knees and release back into child. And just rest or make fists with the hands, resting your forehead on your fist for a moment. We'll work with a little flowing sequence, so extending the arms forward again. Inhale up into cat, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Dropping the knees back down and into child. So you all know this one really well. So please work at your own pace, linking the movement with your breath. So you dwell in those little gaps between breaths, again, perhaps saying to yourself, I am. I am. Keep going. Now the next time we lift up into down face dog pose, let's stay there. And we're going to come into a lunge. If it's not easy for you to lunge one leg forward, you might come into the lunge from all four position, from cat pose position. But otherwise we're in down face dog pose and we'll look towards our hands. We're just going to step the left foot between the hands And drop that right knee down, untap the toes, and come to an upright position. Hands onto our left thigh, lengthening up through the crown top. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, lunging forward. Breathe yourself back to center. And again, little lunge forward. Last one. We'll hold the lunge. You can keep the hands on your thigh or release your arms. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Hands can be shoulder width apart, or you might press your palms together and cross your thumbs. Looking forward, breathing. Sinking your hips down towards Mother Earth. At the same time, lengthening up towards the sky, towards the heavens. So it's a two-way stretch here. Let's release the arms back down. Bring them on either side of the left foot. Tuck your right toes. We'll come back into dog, or you might just come back into cat position, all fours. And then we'll do the other side. So looking towards your hands, step the right foot forward. Lower the left knee, untap the toes. Come up, hands onto your right thigh. Breathing in. And lunging forward. Back to center. And forward. Last one. Holding the lunge, hands on your thigh or release your arms. Breathe your arms up. So again, you might press the palms together, in which case you cross the opposite thumb on top this time. Otherwise, your hands are shoulder width apart, sinking the hips down and lengthening up through your arms into your fingertips. That's a gentle smile on your lips. Good. And let's release the arms down. Hands on either side of that right foot. Tuck the left toes. We're coming back into down face dog pose. You might like to have a few breaths here. When you have had enough of dog, we're going to walk the feet towards our hands. You can bend the legs. Lift up halfway as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower down into Uttanasana, our standing forward bend. You might like to just wriggle the shoulders around, make sure your arms and shoulders are relaxed. Again, perhaps blowing the breath out through the mouth. And then we're going to slowly, safely come all the way up to stand and just roll the shoulders back, perhaps making a few slow circles with your shoulders and your arms. All right, let's take the legs a little wider apart. We're going to start our standing poses with the Tibetan yoga breath. So comfortable distance apart. And if you'd like to join with me, we'll add the words I am at the top of the inhale. So just pause there for a moment and repeat that phrase, either to yourself mentally or out loud. So turning to look down towards your left fingers, exhale all breath. So breathe in as we lean over to the left, stretching the right fingers down, little pause, I am. Exhale, lowering the arm down. Pausing empty as you turn to the right. Breathing in. I am. So work with your own breath You might be a little faster than me or a little bit slower. So listen to your own breath. Keep going. Inhale. I am. Let's do one more to each side. When you finish, come back to center. Try not to move or wriggle around at all. Just roll the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. And sigh the breath away. Now, keeping the feet where they are, let's work with a lateral stretch. As we breathe in, we'll raise the arms above the head, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up, and we'll lean over to the left. If this is a bit strong for your shoulders, you can separate the arms. Breathe yourself back to center. Little pause, and exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Let's do 2 more to each side. Exhale to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale back to center. And just bring the hands down to rest over your heart. Relax your shoulders. Sigh the breath away. Let's work with our Kati Chakrasana to make sure you're not going to bump into any walls as we start to swing the arms around the body, turning to look over the shoulder. Let the arms be free and relaxed. And then taking the arms up to shoulder height. And all the way up overhead, looking up, stretching up. And back to shoulder height. And back around the waist, bringing the head back to center. Let the arms slow down. Take a deep breath in. And sigh it away. Let's work with our flowing bird now. So feet hip width, just spread the toes. And when you're ready, breathe in, raise the arms up. So perhaps a little pause at the top of the inhale. And as we exhale, bending the legs, brush your fingers along the mat, arms up behind, pausing empty. Inhale, coming all the way up. Again, perhaps a little pause. And exhale, arms by our sides. Work with your own breath now, synchronizing the movement with your breath. Just finish the one you're on and we'll work with one more. Finish. Just take a resting breath. And we're going to step towards the fronts of our mats into Tadasana, mountain pose, bringing the hands together at the heart. So I thought we might go through a few rounds of Chandra Namaskara this morning, salute to the moon. We haven't done this for a very long time, and it's a beautiful, beautiful practice, honouring the energy of that lunar, or the lunar energy of feminine cooling energy. So let's exhale all breath as we release the arms down and breathe in as we raise the arms up, palms touch. That's a little pause as we exhale the hands down through the center and pause empty. Just slowing it down. Inhale, arms lift up again, turn the palms to the sky, little baby back bend. And then exhale, we come forward, legs bent or straight, so into our forward fold again, Uttanasana. From here, we're going to step the left leg back, lower the knee, untuck the toes, and inhale, raise the arms. Ardha Chandrasana, crescent moon pose. Exhale, bring the hands down either side of the right foot, tuck your left toes. We come into plank, no breath in the body. And then we lower the knees, elbows, chest and chin, the 8-pointed position. Inhale, come through into a baby cobra. Bend the legs into down face dog pose. Just take a breath or two here. Good, and then look towards your hands. We're going to step the left leg forward. Lower that right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale again, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, hands down on either side of the left foot, tuck your right toes, come into your forward fold, Uttanasana, legs bent or straight. Inhale, come all the way up, palms to the sky, little baby back bend, palms together, and exhale. Just bring the hands to the heart and we'll pause here for one breath. So we'll do 3 more of these. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in, palms to the sky, little baby back bend. And exhale, coming forward. This time we step the right leg back, lower the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands on either side of the left foot, back into plank, and then the 8-pointed position. Inhale, baby cobra. Bend the legs, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Again, we'll have 1 or 2 breaths here. And look towards your hands. We step the right leg forward. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, hands on either side of the right foot. Left leg forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way up. And hands to your heart as we pause for a breath. So we're halfway, we'll do 2 more. Inhale. Remember, you can always visualize the practice if you're not feeling 100% or really low in energy this morning. Inhale, palms to the sky, little back bend. And exhale, coming forward. Left leg back into crescent moon. Exhale into plank. Down into the 8-pointed position. Baby cobra. Bend the legs. Down face dog pose. Again, we pause for a breath or 2. Look towards your hands, left leg forward. Lower the right knee, crescent moon. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Inhale, come up. Arms together, hands to your heart, and take a breath. Last one. So right leg back into crescent moon. And plank. Knees, elbows, chest and chin. Inhale. Bend the legs into down face dog pose. Again, we pause for a breath or 2. And then look towards your hands, right leg forward, lower the left knee. Inhale. Hands down either side of the right foot, tuck your left toes, left foot forward. Inhale, come up. Palms together. And hands to the heart. Relax your shoulders. Softening the face, you might like to blow the breath away. 2 or 3 breaths here. Saying to yourselves in those gaps between breaths, I am. I am. Okay, let's come down to sit. We're going to work with a few forward folds. So this is where you might like your strap or scarf, and also you might like to grab a cushion or a blanket to give yourself a little bit of extra height under the sit bones. And just having that strap there. So we thought we'd have a go at doing Janushirasana, which is left leg straight, right leg bent. If this knee is up high, you can pop a little blanket or a cushion underneath the outside of that knee. And you might like to pop the strap around the ball of the left foot. So this may be your start position. You don't want to use the strap. You can have your hands on either side of the left thigh. Just trying to sit up nice and tall, lengthening up through the crown top, perhaps visualizing that white light or that stream of energy flowing down through the crown. And exhale, allow it to spread through the body, perhaps flowing down into the earth beneath you. So that left foot is flexed. And when you're ready, either holding the strap or inhale, raise the arms up, lengthen up. See if you can feel yourself growing a little bit taller. And then as you exhale, folding forward. So remembering these are forward folds, not downward folds. So don't be in a hurry to get yourself down close to that leg. Think about lengthening along that left leg. So I like to even just look towards my big toe for a breath or two. And think about keeping the front part of the body long, not just stretching the back of the body. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. Good. And then inhale, perhaps raising the arms above the head, bring the palms together and exhale. If you're using the strap, we're going to swap sides. So now we're straightening the right leg, popping the strap around the ball of the right foot, bending the left leg in, perhaps giving that left, the outer edge of the knee, a little bit of support if the knee is up high. So either holding a strap or hands on either side of the right thigh. Inhale. And exhale. So again, the idea is we're moving forward, not down here. Keeping the front of the body open and long. Also trying to keep the shoulders square. There's often a tendency for the left shoulder to lift and we drop the right shoulder. So see if you can feel what's happening with your upper back and your shoulders. And breathe. Good, and then inhale, stretch the arms up. Palms together. Exhale. Take that left leg out. So Paschimottanasana now, both legs straight. You might pop the strap around the balls of both feet now, holding onto the edges of the straps, or hands are alongside your hips. Inhale, raise the arms, and folding forward. So again, you might look towards your big toes for a couple of breaths before just letting the head go a little. You might even like to close the eyes, soften your shoulders. And here, can you continue noticing that little space at the top of the inhale and the end of the exhale? your palms together. To bring the hands down to the heart. Right, we're going to come back to sit now for a couple of minutes in silence and then work with Prana Mudra once again before we come to lie down. If you do have a strap and you'd like to try something a little bit different to help keep the spine lifted with a minimum of effort, we can grab the strap. Don't worry if you haven't got a strap, but I'll just show you. So we make a loop with the strap that's about shoulder width apart. So we're making that little loop shoulder width apart. Just sort of experiment a little bit with this, try it. And then we actually pop this behind into our elbows like this. So I'm sitting and it's keeping my spine really nice and long and tall. So over time, when we're sitting, so we're sitting for half an hour, over that length of time, we might find that we're losing that length in the spine. The shoulders are starting to round forward and they're sort of dropping down. So this is a nice way to a little bit of extra support for our spine. If you don't have a strap, don't worry. Just rest your arms forward. You might again have your hands in a favorite mudra position, perhaps Jhana Mudra or Dhyani Mudra, the mudra of contemplation. So one palm on top of the other, tips of your thumbs joined. It's a beautiful mudra as well. The eyes lightly closed or just with a soft downward glance. I'm going to sit in silence for a couple of minutes. Just watching the breath and the little spaces between the breaths. If it helps you to focus, you might even repeat that phrase, I am, in the pauses, the spaces between breaths. Let's now just quietly work with Prana Mudra as we did at the commencement of our practice. It's in Jhana Mudra as we breathe in, raising the arms out to the side. And as we exhale, bowing forward, crossing the wrists, saying to yourselves, I am. Inhale, hands to your knees. Forward, we are. Forward, all one. Exhale. Bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra at the heart space. You might like to say, I am, we are, all one. Let's chant 3 Oms before we come to lie down. Exhale all breath. Towards your heart. In your own time, without rushing, come to lie down for Shavasana. If you prefer to remain seated, feel free to do that. And just come up closer to you once again. Lying down, you might like to sigh the breath away 2 or 3 times. So you get comfortable. Let go. Allow the body to sink into the support of Mother Earth. Go. Letting go. Letting go. As you rest in Shavasana, I'd like to share with you a poem. It's a favourite that you've probably heard before from me, but I think it's contains a very important message, and I felt that it was appropriate to share it again this morning. It's called One by James Houston. We come together for a breath of time as one people in one world. We live amongst strangers whose souls we've known forever. We are one with the earth, the sky, the trees, the light. We are one with each other. One day we will leave this place, but still be here in memories, thoughts, and the changes we make. We must come together and realise every one of us can make a difference. One heart can touch so many. One love can go so far. One common goal, one people, one world, one love, one day. So feel free to remain lying down if you're happy here and you have the time to do so. Otherwise, just start now to deepen the breath. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. A lovely stretch. And then rolling over to your side and making your way up into a comfortable seated position. Taking the arms out to the side. Inhale, raise the arms up. Bring your palms together. And bring your hands down to your heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining with me this morning. Love to you all. Bye.